Louisiana beer reviews, Leinenkugel's Big Eddy Ryewine Ale. Well, it's a barley wine style ale, but they use a lot of rye malt, so they call it rye wine. Don't know when it was introduced. They don't say on the website. It is 10% alcohol, has a 33 international bitterness unit. Sold from June to August, they say. Part of their Big Eddy series, named after the Big Eddy Spring, where they get their water for the Leinenkugel brewery in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. We use pale barley malt and 4 specialty rye malts. Chinook and Cascade are the hops. There's only 90 reviews on the 2 big websites. Beer Advocate gives it a very good score with only 57 ratings, and 94 out of 100 on Rate Beer, 70 out of 100 for the style with only 33 ratings. So must have come out maybe in 2012, 2013, I don't know. There's a code on here, but it doesn't make any sense. It is a kosher beer, in case you need to know that. When most people think of Miller, S-A-B, Miller Brewing Company, they think of this, Miller High Life. But, or Miller Lite. But this is part of their craft beer line. And these type of beers prove to the world that Miller Brewing Company, SAB, South African breweries, can produce top quality, ultra gourmet craft beers if they want to. Their big money is in stuff like Miller High Life, Miller Genuine Draft, Miller Lite, Miller High Life Light, stuff like that. That's the big money. But there is a market for this. Now on the website they're showing this beer as a twist cap. And it may come in a twist cap variant. Down here in Baton Rouge, where I bought it, it was in a pry cap. I see a lot of smoke, but it's blowing right away with this slight breeze. Look at that brown color. Caramel. Oh yeah, there's no sediment. Nice label, looks like cardboard with the cursive writing on it. Kind of cool looking. Thin to medium, beige head, and the appearance, let's go right into the sun, is semi-clear. It's very orange, copper. No, take that back. It's amber. Yeah. Hazy, semi-clear, amber. I see a few little bubble streams, no sediment whatsoever. This should be interesting. Now, the Big Eddy series, a little expensive, about $12 a 4-pack. So you're looking at about $3 a beer, but what do you expect? It's top of the line stuff. If you want a solid, very tasty and reliable economy beer, then you get your Miller High Life, which I notice Walmart has it right now for about $6.99, $6.95, $7 a 12-pack, which is a little more than they had it a few months ago. Over the summer, they had it for $6.50 a 12-pack. All right. It's got a very rich, caramelly, sweet, and spicy rye aroma. Reminds me of the rye bread, the Jewish bread at Deutsches Haus when I go to Oktoberfest and the Volksfest in the spring at Deutsches Haus in New Orleans. They have the Jewish bread, which I love. It has it's hard to pin down, like a nougat, yeah, and even like a little mild tobacco, yeah, like King Edward cigars, or the Perique tobacco from St. James Parish. Almost even a cream cheese icing smell. starting to sound like Joseph from Proper Hops. Beautiful weather out here today. About 60 degrees, 65, warm, low humidity. Makes me feel so blessed to live in southeastern Louisiana. Okay. The taste. Whoa. Hold on a second. It's picking up a lot of metallic. A lot of metallic. What am I drinking? Red Dog from a 24-ounce can? Okay. Well, that's the first thing I thought of was metal. And that ain't the greatest thing to think of when you're drinking something that you paid $3 or... All right. That has subsided, but it was there. Now, rye, rich breadiness, like you're just biting into a slice of rye bread, butter, caramel, nougat, sugar, sweetness, barley malt, a little black pepper. The body is medium to heavy, more toward medium, but it's on the top side of medium, a little slick. The finish is mostly dry. It's pretty refreshing here at 11 o'clock in the morning, and or if this wasn't daylight savings time, it'd be 10 o'clock. And the drinkability is really good, and this is the danger with this beer. I just earlier drank some Stone. I didn't drink the whole bottle, 22-ounce bottle, Sublimely Self-Righteous Ale, and I was like drinking it la-di-da, la-di-da. 8.7% la-di-da, so sweet, no alcohol detected. Now I'm drinking this, la-di-da, no alcohol detected, 10% alcohol, and now it's like my face is getting hot. I'm having trouble pronouncing the letter S, and you know, you get that because these things will sneak up on you. It's like you just going down the road barefoot, warm outside, having a good time, you get struck by lightning, you don't know where you are. But anyway, not that bad, but you know, you get the picture. All I had for breakfast was one big pancake, pretty thin, and a small thin pancake. So all I have is that in 12 hours. The alcohol's going to get to you. But anyway, you know, even though I'm in that haze, I can it's kind of clear. I can make it through the haze of that. You know, not the purple haze, but the caramel haze. But nonetheless, it is really good. You know, and I'm going to say it's most excellent. I'm going to give it a solid A, just like the Stone Sublimely Self-Righteous Ale. I think it's, well, it's so much different than that. You know, Stone has that house style, which I love, but it does have that house style. This doesn't really have the Miller house style. You know, you drink a lot of Miller beers, they just have that Miller taste. But you know, Leinenkugel's, well, you may not know, but Leinenkugel has been owned by Miller since 1987. But they're allowed to operate mostly independent. It's kind of like the Cayman Islands, a British colony, overseas territory, excuse me, a British colony, but they pretty much run their own, you know, 99% self-governing. And that's kind of like Leinenkugel. They're sort of like a Miller colony, an overseas territory, but they're pretty much self-governing. As long as they stay within the parameters of what Miller is looking for, and as long as Miller stays within the parameters of what South African breweries is looking for, and they make a profit, they'll be left alone. So if you ever see the Big Eddy, and I don't know if you will, I don't know how widespread it is, I would highly recommend it. I want to get some other ones from them, and I want to get a lot more Leinenkugels. You know, Leinenkugels is the standard Leinenkugel's line is inferior to the Big Eddy. Well, that makes sense because they're about half price of what you're going to pay for the Big Eddy. Maybe even less than half price. But I'm glad I bought it. It's so strange, we get an enormous amount of beer in New Orleans, and then I can go to Baton Rouge, and they have a huge amount, but it's different. A lot of stuff they get in Baton Rouge you cannot get in New Orleans, and then you go west to Lafayette, and there's stuff you can get in Lafayette you'll never see in New Orleans. So Louisiana is sort of like on the border between the eastern United States and the western U.S. We're in a transition. Plus we have so much coming in through the Mississippi River. We're the biggest port area in America. Then we have the interstates, Interstate 10, east to west, and then we've got, that runs from Jacksonville, Florida to California, Los Angeles, Santa Monica, California. And we have Interstate 55 from right here in La Place to Chicago. So we're at a very big crossroads, which is amenable to massive amount of diverse imports. So anyway, not to mention all the exciting football, basketball, and baseball opportunities that one can avail themselves of in this area. I'm going to end this review by saying y'all come on down. Get the beer if you can, and y'all come on down to New Orleans.